I'm going to teach you something amazing today. It's synthetic division. Synthetic division is going to kind of shorten our division process for us, make it a little less complicated, because long division is kind of tough and it takes up a lot of space. So just for example, here is a division problem, and we're going to do it with long division, and I'm going to show you how it works with synthetic division so you can compare the two, and then we're going to practice. So for long division, and I picked a short one for you, picked a small polynomial, 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So remember, we divide 2x squared divided by x is x, is 2x. Then when I multiply, I get 2x squared minus 6x. And now we subtract, and I get 3x, bring down the negative 9. 3x divided by x is 3, and I get 3x minus 9. And when I do my subtraction, my remainder is 0. So guess what that means? X minus 3 is a factor of 2x squared minus 3x plus 9 because the remainder was 0. So this actually factors to be 2x plus 3 times x minus 3. That was extra. Now I'm going to teach you about synthetic division. Synthetic division is pretty amazing. In synthetic division, we only have to deal with the coefficients. We don't put any x's in it until we get to the final answer. So the first thing we're going to look for in this corner is the 0 of our factor. So what is the 0 of x minus 3? Well, it's 3. So you always take the 0 of this factor. And over here, we're just going to write the coefficients in descending order. So if you're missing a power, you've got to put a 0 in its spot, and we will practice that in a bit. So up here, my coefficients are 2, negative 3, negative 9. Leave a space and draw a line. So the steps for synthetic division are very simple. Bring down the first term. So number 1, bring down. Number 2, we're going to multiply, and then we're going to add. So bring down the 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3. Now we're going to multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 9 plus 9 is 0. I like to put a line here because this last number represents the remainder. These two represent the coefficients of our answer. Now, since I started with an x squared and I divided by an x, I'm down to an x. 2x plus 3 was my quotient. We got the same answer. Notice all the numbers that appear. There's a 6, there's a 9. Now, one of the ways this works is, you see how we always have to go through and subtract? Well, when I found the 0 of this, it's the opposite sign. I already did the subtraction part. So now I can just add them together. So synthetic division is a much quicker way to get to our answer, and we only have to deal with the coefficients and none of the variables. All right, so let's take a look at this example. I'll keep that. So look for the 0 of our, now we can do synthetic division if there's a number in front of x, like if this said 2x plus 1, there is a process to do that. If there's a coefficient in front of x, I'll just do long division because there's some little trickery in there that you want to remember. But we can teach you how to do that in class. So x plus 1, what is the 0? It's negative 1. Now, when I do my coefficients, remember, if I'm missing a power of x, I'm going to put a 0. So x to the third is 1, x squared is 0, x to the first is 0, and then 1. So that represented x squared and x to the first because I didn't have any terms. So bring down the first one. Now we're going to multiply. 1 times negative 1. Add those together. Multiply. add those together, multiply, add those together. My remainder is 0. So since we started with x to the third and divided by x, this is the x squared term, x squared minus x plus 1. Now notice for just a second, this was a sum of cubes. So my answer was x plus 1, x squared minus x plus 1. It fits the pattern. Let's do one more, and then you can practice. What is the 0 of my factor? It's 3. And now list only the coefficients. Notice I have cubed, squared first, and 0. So I don't have to put any zeros. I have all the powers represented. Bring it down. 5. 5 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. Negative 6 plus 36 is 30. 30 times 3 is 90. And negative 2 plus 90 is 88. Well, that didn't divide nicely. We always start one power smaller than what we were dividing with. So 5x to the second plus 12x plus 30. And 88 is my remainder, so I'm going to put 88 over x minus 3. And there's my answer by using synthetic division. So anytime you have a coefficient of 1 in front of your x, and it needs to be to the first power. If it's to the second power, it's long division. But just an x plus 1 and x minus 3. Synthetic division is a great tool to get you there more quickly.